Well, hello. We have been reading Mrs. Dole is Out of Control. I am on chapter 11, Passing Out and Making Out. Ooh, what do you think about that, Oliver? Sounds cool. Ready for chapter 11? Yeah, let's get this done. Okay. All right. Oliver's ready to go. All right. Here we go. Passing Out and Making Out, chapter 11. Me and the guys caught Mrs. Daisy just before she was about to hit the ground. If you remember from last chapter, Mrs. Daisy got a little overwhelmed and she was fainted. And fainted means you just kind of like you're standing up and then you fall asleep, like you're standing up and you just lose control. So the guys caught Mrs. Daisy right before she fell on the ground. So that's really nice. Her eyes were closed and she was all limp like a rag doll. Wake up, Ryan shouted. Wake up, Mrs. Daisy. She can't hear you, said Neil. Is she dead? I asked. No, she just fainted, Arlo, Andrea said. Whenever a girl faints in the movies, I said, no, somebody slaps her in the face and she wakes up. You should slap her, AJ, said Michael. I'm not slapping Mrs. Daisy, I said. I'll get kicked out of school. Why don't you slap her? I'm not slapping her, said Michael. You're the one who thought of giving her all those bonbons. That's probably why she fainted. You should slap her. You slap her, I shouted. No, you slap her. Tell you what, I finally said. Let's both slap her. Me and Michael were about to slap her and Mrs. Daisy when Mr. Mackey came running over to us. We decided to let him slap her, but he didn't. He was holding a wet handkerchief and he held it against Mrs. Daisy's forehead. Give her air, he shouted, which didn't make any sense because none of us had any air to give her. Who carries around air? Why would we get Where would we get air anyway? Rent the air? This is all your fault, Arlo, said Andrea. You knocked over the eternal flame. They'll probably make you repeat second grade for this. Mr. Klutz told us to throw our caps up in the air, I yelled. I didn't mean to knock over the eternal flame. Why do I get blamed for everything? Officer Spence came rushing over to us. What happened? He asked. She fainted, said Mr. Mackey. It's because she ate so many bonbons, Andrea told Officer Spence. She got fatter and fatter. I bet all that sugar made her pass out. Then Officer Spence did the most amazing thing in history of the world. He leaned over and kissed Mrs. Daisy on the lips, right in front of her husband. Ew, I said. They're making out. Mr. Mackey, are you going to let Officer Spence kiss your wife? You should punch him in the nose. That's what guys do in the movies when they catch somebody kissing their wife. He's giving her mouth to mouth resuscitation, dumbhead, said Andrea. Andrea makes fun of Arlo a lot. I don't know what mouth to mouth resuscitation was, but it looked a lot like kissing to me. It was I was trying to think of something mean to say to Andrea when Mrs. Daisy opened her eyes. Where am I? She asked. You're in the playground, said Officer Spence. You're going to be fine. Did you eat a lot of bonbons recently? No, said Mrs. Daisy. I gave almost all of them away. Then how do you get so fat? I asked. Because we're going to have a baby, said Mr. Mackey. What? That is the end of that chapter. What do you think? Bonbons will make you fat, but having a baby does too. What's a baby? I don't know. Okay, Oliver and I are out. One more chapter.